Hello, my name is Dave Burke, and I'm going to be guiding you through the next 3 chapters of an adolescent-to-parent violence module. And I just want to give a little bit of an introduction into what the module, how it's designed, what the different chapters are, and sort of outline what you can look forward to for the remainder of the module. So the first chapter today is going to go over the theory and the research behind adolescent violence, or adolescent violence in the home especially. So we're going to look at adolescent violence towards siblings, adolescent to mother violence, and how that fits under the broad category of adolescent to parent violence. Now, we're not only going to be looking at that, we're also going to be looking at trauma throughout the chapters. We'll be looking at attachment and looking at domestic violence, because adolescent to parent violence intersects with all of those different things. So in order to work with the phenomenon appropriately, you need to have kind of a good understanding of trauma, domestic violence, and attachment. Now, the other concern is safety. So also with this program, there's going to be a number of activities that you can use with families when you do initial case planning or intake. So there's going to be intake activity in this first chapter. Other chapters are going to look at nonviolence plans, are going to look at attachment activities, are going to look at behavior goals. So a number of different things that you can use to both ensure safety and work with families in those initial stages. The one limitation I want to point out is this is not an in-depth module. So these 3 chapters give you a foundation of trauma, attachment, domestic violence, and adolescent to parent violence. However, it's not really meant for long-term therapeutic work. This is mainly a foundational sort of first aid type of module that you can use to plan initial sessions, get some baseline of safety within the house, and really is meant for short-term work, short-term case planning with families. For more advanced work in this area, there might be some in the future, but for right now, what this is a foundational first aid type program. So it's going to be a mix of theory, a mix of practical activities, all meant to help you work with families where there is adolescent violence in the home, both towards siblings and towards parents. Now, some of the key messages I want you to keep in mind is that when we're talking about young people, it's usually not one thing or the other. You're going to find that's a combination of using violence for different belief systems as well as trauma-related violence. So there's a number of different factors going on and a number of different factors for mom as well. So you're going to look at, who the primary target of the violence is, what the beliefs are, why we don't refer to young people as perpetrators when we're talking about this type of violence, what the ages are, activities. So it's going to cover a wide variety of factors. So this first module is this first chapter is just to give you a foundation of what adolescent parent violence is, how it relates with trauma, how it relates with the brain. And then we're going to do a intake activity, one that you can use with families when you're screening for this type of violence. So thank you for taking this course. And a lot of your work, especially in this area, is very important for these families. Above all else, mothers initially, it is very supportive if they feel believed. So just keep that in the back of your mind. We're listening to all of this. We're looking at different theories and research, but to not overlook the unique story that every mother and young person will have. So thank you and enjoy the chapter.